It's 2:17 in the morning. The city is asleep. The streets are almost empty, and every now and then a car passes somewhere far away before the silence returns again. But in one small room, the light is still on. A man is lying on his bed, staring quietly at the ceiling. His name doesn't really matter, because the truth is, this story is not just about him, it's about millions of people. Earlier that day, everything seemed completely normal. He woke up on time, reached for his phone, and saw a few notifications waiting for him. Some messages, a couple of social media updates, nothing unusual. He got ready quickly and left for work like he always does. At the office, everything looked fine. People were laughing, someone was making jokes, someone was drinking coffee, someone was complaining about deadlines. The usual noise of a normal workplace filled the room. He laughed too, but something about his laugh felt strange. It wasn't completely real. He laughed because everyone else was laughing, and for some reason, that felt like the right thing to do. Later that evening, he walked back home. On the way, he saw hundreds of people moving through the city. Some were rushing somewhere, some were talking on their phones, some were walking quietly with tired faces. Everyone seemed to be moving fast, as if something important was waiting ahead. But strangely, it looked like very few of them actually knew where they were going. When he reached home, he had dinner, turned on the TV for a while, and then picked up his phone. On the screen, life was happening everywhere. Someone was traveling across the world, someone had bought a new car, someone was working out in the gym, someone was giving motivational advice about success and discipline. Everything looked perfect, polished, and confident. For a moment, he felt like he was part of that same world. But eventually, the night grew quieter. The TV turned off, the phone went silent, the room slowly filled with stillness, and suddenly the noise that normally surrounds life disappeared. This is where the real story begins, because when the noise disappears, people start hearing themselves. And in that silence, a question slowly appeared in his mind, a dangerous question, one he had been quietly avoiding for years. What do I actually want? The first time that question ever appeared in his life, he was very young. Maybe 15 or 16 years old. Back then, he had dreams, many dreams. He wanted to do something big, something different, something that didn't look like everyone else's life. But slowly, things began to change. School ended, and advice started coming from everywhere. Study this. This is safe. This career is stable. Don't try that. It's too risky. At first, he resisted a little. But over time, something subtle happened. He started shrinking his dreams. First, he said, maybe I don't need to do something huge. Then he said, I just need a good job. Later, he said, I just want a stable life. And one day, without even noticing when it happened, he was living a life he had never truly chosen. But the strange thing was that he didn't realize it at the time, because he was always busy. Work, phone, friends, social media, entertainment. There was always something happening. And that's exactly how people manage to run away from themselves. As long as there are enough distractions, you can avoid the deeper questions for a very long time. But there is one problem with running from yourself. You can't do it forever. Sometimes, life becomes quiet. And when everything becomes quiet, your real self slowly shows up. That night, something like that happened. He was lying on his bed in the dim light of the room, and suddenly it felt like there were two people inside his mind. One was the version of him the world could see, the responsible one, the stable one, the one who followed the path everyone expected. That voice spoke calmly. It said, everything is fine. You have a job, you have stability, your life is normal. But the other voice didn't stay silent. It asked a simple question, but are you happy? The question felt heavy, too heavy. Instinctively, he grabbed his phone again. Maybe scrolling would distract him. Videos started playing. People were smiling, music was playing, but something strange happened. The question didn't disappear. It stayed quietly in the background, waiting. After a few minutes, he locked a phone and placed it beside him. For the first time in years, he didn't run away from the question. Instead, he asked himself something honestly. If I wasn't afraid, what would I actually do with my life? This is a dangerous question, because the answer can change everything. Slowly, memories started returning. Things he used to love, paths he once imagined walking, dreams he buried under the word practical. And suddenly he realized something important. He wasn't actually afraid of failing. What he was afraid of was something deeper. If he truly tried, he might discover who he really is. And if he discovered who he really is, he wouldn't be able to go back to the comfortable version of life he was living now. That realization explained something he had never understood before. Many people don't avoid their dreams because they are impossible. They avoid them because dreams demand honesty, and honesty is terrifying. It's easier to lie to yourself, to say, maybe later, to say, now isn't the right time, to say, this is just a phase. But the truth is, life doesn't always change slowly. Sometimes it changes suddenly. One day you wake up and realize years have passed while you were waiting. That night, he slowly got up from the bed and walked to the window. Outside, the city lights were glowing quietly in the darkness. Thousands of houses stood silently. Thousands of people were sleeping inside them. Tomorrow morning, they would wake up, get ready, and repeat the same routine again. And many of them might also be running from the same question. What do I really want? He took a deep breath and looked at the quiet city. For the first time in a long time, he understood something clearly. The biggest danger in life is not failure. The biggest danger is never starting your real life at all. That night, he didn't make any dramatic decisions. He didn't quit his job. He didn't make any bold announcements about changing everything. But he did something small that mattered far more. He made a quiet promise to himself. He would stop running. He would start asking honest questions, slowly, patiently. Because discovering who you truly are doesn't happen in one day. But it always begins with one moment, the moment you stop running from yourself. And that night at 2:17 in the morning, for the first time in years, he finally stopped running.